Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Recha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of 2 Chronicles, the 22nd chapter. And as we saw in the previous chapter, the life of, I believe it was Jehoahaz, Jehoram, not Jehoahaz, Jehoram. Yep, Jehoram, who was the son of Jehoshaphat, but lived wickedly, right? And, did a lot of things here, building up high places and compelling Israel or Judah to go in that way. All right. And so he ends up dying, but as it says, he was not buried in the city of David, or he was buried in the city of David, but not in the sepulchres of the kings. So here we see his son, Ahaziah, who doesn't fall too far from the tree. So let's read a little bit about him, right, and what's going on in here. Now, keep in mind that this is in parallel with what's going on in the book of Kings. However, it's from different perspectives or different sides. Okay, so this is more so from the side of Judah, right, the kings of Judah, that we'll go into. So the 2 Chronicles Chapter 22, verse 1. And the inhabitants of Jerusalem made Ahaziah, the youngest son, king in his stead. For the band of men that came with the Arabians to the camp had slain all the eldest. So Ahaziah, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, reigned. And remember, in the previous chapter, this was something that the Lord forewarned, or it wasn't even a warning, it was more like a judgment that came upon Jehoram for the wickedness that he did. Right, and so when we go to 2 Chronicles 21 and 17, it says here, and they came up and and this being the Philistines and the Arabians, right, verse 16. Moreover, the Lord stirred up against Jehoram the spirit of the Philistines and of the Arabians that were near the Ethiopians. And they came up to Judah and brake into it and carried away all the substance that was found in the king's house, and his sons also and his wives, so that there was never a son left him, save Jehoahaz, the youngest of his sons. So, coming in here, and I believe that Jehoahaz here is also referred to as Ahaziah. Let's take a look in here. Yep, there we go, Ahaziah. Because in context, it's speaking about the same person. All right, so here they have here Ahaziah, ruler of Judah, son of Jehoram. Yep, the youngest son of Jehoram. And we also did see this quite a few times in the book of Kings, the naming, right, of the various kings here. So let's take a look actually in 1 Kings or 2 Chronicles 21. And 17. All right. Let's take a look here. Jehoahaz. Yep. So it says here, Jehoahaz, a king of Judah and son of Jehoram, Ahaziah. So it's referring here to the same individual. So coming back to 2 Chronicles 22, that's what it's talking about when it says that he was the youngest, because the band, right, the Ethiopians and the Philistines, the Arabians, they basically slew his brothers and all that. Verse 2, 42 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Athaliah, the daughter of Omri. He also walked in the ways of the house of Ahab, for his mother was his counselor to do wickedly. So what that means is he continued in the idolatry, right? The idol worship, the wicked ways that Ahab, stayed in. Here we see Ahaziah followed in those ways as well, due to heavy influence from his mother. All right. So you can definitely see that Athaliah here, had a real wicked spirit on her, in the sense of even prior to doing what she did, as we're about to read, she was counseling Ahaziah, right, in wickedness, which goes to show you, and you see that often in like these scenarios, right, where you have the queen mother, and she's really, she's not openly, you know, running things, but she's doing it through her son, or the king, controlling them like a puppet. Anyway, it says here, wherefore he did evil in the sight of the Lord Yahweh, like the house of Ahab, for they were his counselors after the death of his father to his destruction. All right. So, as you can see there, as we're about to read, the advice that he was given wasn't really good. It didn't end him up in a good position. Verse 5. He walked also after their counsel and went with Jehoram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, to war against Hazael, king of Syria, at Ramoth Gilead, and the Syrians smote Joram. Okay, so we see here that similar to his fathers, right? They kept this league or this affinity or this alliance with the wicked kings of the northern kingdom. Here, Ahaziah was just like one of them anyway. So he helps Jehoram, against the Syrians, but they ended up losing. Okay, and Jehoram ended up getting hurt from that war or that battle. Verse 6, and he returned to be healed in Jezreel because of the wounds which were given him at Ramah, when he fought with Hazael, king of Syria. And Azariah, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, went down to see Jehoram, the son of Ahab, at Jezreel, because he was sick. So, and sick meaning he was injured. So Ahaziah goes there, see how he's doing, and so on. And the destruction of Ahaziah was of God by coming to Joram. So Joram, Jehoram, interchangeable. But the Most High set it up to where Ahaziah would be destroyed at that time as well. For when he was come, he went out with Jehoram against Jehu, the son of Nimshi, whom the Lord Yahweh had anointed to cut off the house of Ahab. So remember, when we read in the book of Kings, prior to this verse 7 here taking place, there was that prophet that I believe it was Elisha sent of the sons of the prophets. He sent him and said, take this cruse of oil and go to the company, right, of the captains of the host of the northern kingdom. And when you get there, look out Jehu, the son of Nimshi. And so when the prophet got there, right, he said, I'm looking for the captain. A lot of captains were there. They said, who? Which one are you looking for? And he specified Jehu and was able to get Jehu by himself. And then at that point, he anointed Jehu, right? He said all the things. The Lord says, you're going to do this. You're going to be the next king. You're going to cut off the house of Ahab. And then he poured the oil on his head and then booked it, like ran out of there. And so, Jehu comes down and the rest of the captains are like, yo, what's going on? Like, what did he say? Jehu tries to play it off, saying, oh, these prophets, you know how these guys are. They just come in and say things and stuff. And they were like, nah, tell us the full truth. And so he tells them, well, he says, I'm going to do this, that, and the third. So they at that point, they already start looking at him and hailing him as a king. And so from there, he makes his way to Jezreel, right, where Jehoram was, and at this point, Ahaziah was. So this is why it says they went out against Jehu, the son of Nimshi, because he basically came there, right, and then confronted them there, and then actually took them out. So being that Ahaziah was there, and they realized, right, then they yelled, when you read in the book of Kings, it's worded, I forgot, I think it was Ahaziah or Joram, one of them yelled, treason, treason, when they realized Jehu wasn't there to just, give them an update, but rather to update them, if you get what I mean. So verse 8, it says, and it came to pass that when Jehu was executing judgment upon the house of Ahab, and we read that he ended up having Joram slain, his children slain, and even Jezebel, right? They threw her ass off from that top that top floor and had a splat on the floor. And anyway, that wicked demon. So in the process of this, as it says here, he found the princes of Judah and the sons of the brethren of Ahaziah that ministered to Ahaziah. He slew them. Okay, so Ahaziah was slain, and those that were there, right, the sons of the brethren of Ahaziah, they were also cooked as well. So that's why I said that this judgment was of the Most High, because Ahaziah was already doing wickedness, and as the Lord had warned his fathers that they had no business making an alliance with the wicked kings of the northern kingdom. Verse 9, and he sought Ahaziah and caught him, right? Well, this is the account of the slaying of Ahaziah. And they caught him, for he was hid in Samaria, and brought him to Jehu. And when they had slain him, they buried him, because they said, he is the son of Jehoshaphat, who sought the Lord Yahweh with all his heart. So the house of Ahaziah had no power to keep still the kingdom. So after slaying him, they still gave him honor, like they buried him. They didn't just leave his body out there for his grandfather Jehoshaphat's sake. So as you see, when it says the son here, it means like he is a descendant, right? So he would be son of a grandson of Jehoshaphat. Verse 10. But when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead. So seeing in verse 9, after Ahaziah, the king, was slain, the kingdom was unstable. The kingdom of Judah was unstable now, without a ruler. So Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, who was whispering the wicked counsels into his ears, when she found out that Ahaziah was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal of the house of Judah. Now, what's interesting here, right, is when we go to the book of 2 Chronicles Chapter 21, right, when we read before, Jehoram, which was the father of Ahaziah, did something similar in the sense that when we read it here, right, verse 4, now when Jehoram was risen up to the kingdom of his father, he strengthened himself and slew all his brethren with the sword, and divers also of the princes of Israel. Now, keeping in mind that this Jehoram, his wife would have had to have been, or at least one of his wives, or some woman that, you know, that had to be dealt with at some point, would have to have been Athaliah, considering that she is the mother of Ahaziah here, which was the youngest son of Jehoram, right? And so though her name is not mentioned in here, you know, if she's considered the mother of Ahaziah here, then she would have had some marriage or relationship to Ahaziah's father, which was Joram, right? Joram or Jehoram, you know, you get it. But the point here is, during the reign of the father of Ahaziah, he ends up slaying all his brethren when he came up to the throne. And now we see here that when Athaliah found out that her son was dead, she ends up slaying all the seed royal. So it could be that she probably had some influence as well, you know, over her husband, which would have been the father of Ahaziah, in terms of, you know, how women are, you know. She possibly could have influenced him as well, just as she influenced her son. And now having the opportunity, she just did it herself. Right? She like it says, she destroyed all the seed royal of the house of Judah, meaning she set it up, being the so-called queen mother or whatever, to have all those children slain. But Jehoshabeath, right, or Jehoshabeth, the daughter of the king, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him from among the king's sons that were slain, and put him in his nurse in a bedchamber. So before they were able to slay all the children, Jehoshabeth ended up sneaking one of them, being Joash, right, She ended up sneaking one of them and hiding him and his nurse, the woman that takes care of him. So Jehoshabeth, the daughter of King Jehoram, the wife of Jehoiada the priest. So Jehoshabeth, the daughter of King Jehoram, meaning she was the sister of Ahaziah, the king of Judah who got slain by Jehu, right? So she was the sister of Ahaziah. And so when she saw this here, that Athaliah was trying to slay all of basically her nephews, right? Because it would be her brother's children. She ended up sneaking one of them, right? And the nurse, and hiding them. So Jehoshabeth, the daughter of King Jehoram, the wife of Jehoiada the priest, for she was a sister of Ahaziah, hid him from Athaliah, so that she slew him not. And he was with them hid in the house of God 6 years, and Athaliah reigned over the land. So nobody knew that he was of the seed royal, and he was being hid over there in the temple, right, so that he would be protected, while Athaliah, with her wickedness, reigned over Judah for 6 years. So that brings us to the end of the book of 2 Chronicles, the 22nd chapter. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha Kodesh. And until next time, Shalom.